So we're in 49b talking about the Congress of Vienna in Europe in the 1800s and the time that followed. Note number 17 is that liberals in Europe admired the British constitutional monarchy and favored representative government. Liberals in Europe were opposed to full democracy. Number 18, liberals in Europe in the 1800s advocated economic individualism and opposed government intervention in the economy. Number 19, most liberals were bourgeoisie, which is middle class, and wanted their views to be represented in the government, and they wanted economic freedom. Number 20, a working class in Europe often embraced more radically liberal ideas because they felt their conditions would benefit from significant reform. Number 21, 1830 AD, revolutions swept across Europe, and these were driven by nationalism and liberalism, opposition to monarchy, and the desire for democratic reform. So it's kind of both sides of the coin, kind of wanted monarchy, didn't want monarchy, divided in goals. Number 22, revolutionaries, who were known in Italy as the Carbonari, rose up against foreign domination of Italy, but they were defeated by Austrian forces. Number 23, Poland revolted against Russian control, but was defeated. Number 24, Louis Philippe was overthrown in France. Despite clashes between the bourgeoisie and the workers, a republic was established in France. Number 25, France elected Louis Napoleon. So he was elected, Napoleon's nephew, kind of interesting. And he was the president in France. 4 years later, however, he proclaimed himself Emperor Napoleon III. Number 26, Austria's ethnic diversity threatened to tear the empire apart. The nationalist movement in Hungary was especially strong. Number 27, the Austrian government regained control, agreeing to some reforms, and stopped the Hungarian resistance. Number 28, 1848 AD, riots in Prussia led the king to call for reforms. An assembly met in Frankfurt to draft a constitution to unite Germany. Number 29, the Frankfurt Assembly lost momentum because it was too focused on reform rather than simply uniting Germany first. Nationalist movements in 19th century Europe. Number 1, most revolutions failed. They lacked widespread support, revolutionaries were often divided, and the government crushed revolts. Number 2, by the late 1800s, liberal forces were successfully nationalizing many Western European nations. This is called the age of mass politics. Number 3, nationalists believed a nation consists of a group of people who share similar traditions, history, and language. Notice it doesn't have to do with ethnicity. It's language, experiences, history. Nationalists argued that every nation should be sovereign and include all members of a nationality. Number 5, nationalists insisted that a person's greatest loyalty should be to the nation or sometimes to their political party. Number 6, 1830 AD, the Greeks earned their independence from the Ottoman Empire, and this was the first successful nationalist revolution in 19th century Europe. Number 7, Sardinia-Piedmont, which was the only Italian state run by Italians, became the center of Italian nationalism. This was led by the Prime Minister, Count Camillo Cavour. Number 8, Cavour relied on diplomacy and alliances rather than rebellions and manifestos to advance his unification movement, or Italians' unification movement. And he said, "We shall not have long to wait for our opportunity. I have faith that Italy will become one state and will have Rome for its capital. But remember, among my political friends, no one believes the enterprise, which is the union of Italy, is possible." So he's saying, I'm kind of the only one who's truly believing in Italian unity. Number 9, on the other hand, Cavour's Machiavellian use of power and secret diplomacy called Realpolitik, the politics of reality, like do what it takes to achieve the goals. And here's a quote from Rochelle about Realpolitik. You can pause it and read that. Number 10, Cavour knew that Austria was the biggest obstacle to Italians' unification, so he created an alliance with Francis Napoleon III.